Good morning. Happy Wednesday. She's very unsure of what's going on. A neighbor over on the other street is getting a new roof and there's lots of noise going on today. And Penny is not having it. She came out the door growling. That's helpful. That's helpful for all the roofers, for her to growl. Yeah, anyway, moving on. It's gonna be a hot one today. Again, I'm not gonna talk about the weather. I know, we're having the same problem everywhere, I'm sure. What are we gonna talk about? We're gonna talk about what I'm gonna do today. I want to go to Home Depot because my neighbor bought a new elephant ear and it's variegated. I don't think I've ever seen a variegated elephant ear, and I love elephant ears. So she said she got it at Home Depot. And I want to go buy one doorknob and see if it's gonna work. Because the other night on Amazon, I ordered a whole pack of 6 and then turned around and canceled them because I was like, ooh, that might not be the right size. Someone said reuse the same strike plate, but I wanna order the dark bronze because I've slowly replaced all the light switch covers and the plug-in outlet covers, with a dark bronze. So I would like to replace all the doorknobs with dark bronze. I know, that seems a little bougie, but I'm a little bougie, okay? Whatever. But anyway, she said just you reuse it, and I'm sure I could just spray paint it black, but it's not the same, right? Because then I would be afraid it would scratch off every time you open and close the door. Anyway, so I'm gonna go buy one at Home Depot and maybe buy a plant. Yeah, because that's possible. I'm also going to dig up and cut down my cucumbers because they're just not doing anything. They're blooming and the leaves look okay, but they're just not producing fruit, and the same for my tomatoes. They have great big yellow blooms on them, but they're not producing fruit. Please stand by. All right then. Well, apparently I've decided that I'm going to Home Depot today. I get in trouble when I go to Home Depot. She's upset because there's an UPS driver. She has to protect her mommy. Last night I brought her down for a walk. Well, I brought her down here, so sure, we'll go with it. Anyway, I'm standing in the middle of Tommy's yard, and Leanne's husband came out, David, and he started screaming, "Get off my lawn!" I said, "This ain't your lawn." He came outside and got down on all fours and started playing with Penny, and she was so excited. Now, we had just been playing at the house, but she loved playing with him, and I mean, all he was doing was like clapping his hands down on the grass and kind of growling and barking at her. And she had so much fun playing with him. He said, "She seems to be nicer." I said, well, maybe she's getting nicer. I sure hope so, because he did work to friend her, you know. If you take your time to friend her, she's okay, but at first she doesn't need any friends, okay? She has her mommy, and that's all she needs is her mommy. If I have my mommy, I don't need any more friends, thank you. But anyway, it's just the facts, man. Just the facts. My mom said when I was a kid, 8, 9 years old, whatever, she said we would be over to the Kmart's and I'd see a kid that I went to school with, and they would say, "Hey, Tracy," and I would be like, "Hey," and kind of just keep walking, and Mom was like, "Don't you want to go see him?" And I said, "No." She said, "Why don't you want to go see him?" I said, "I have enough friends." I have enough friends. I don't need any more. She said she was always like, "Really?" Yeah. But they're saying hey to you and they're wanting you to come over and talk to them. I don't care. I have enough friends. Look, I don't need more than just these few friends, okay? Silliness of a 8-year-old, I suppose. I'll be back. All right then. I changed earrings because Lisa gave me these. She brought them back from the Bahamas, Mom. And they have a necklace and a bracelet, but I didn't want to get that dressed up, you know. Sometimes earrings are about the most I can dress up in a day, and maybe a fancy watch band that matches my shirt. Yeah, that means I'm dressed up. And I took off my Crocs and my socks to go out in public. Y'all should appreciate that. I may have bought some plants. I bought 2. I have an idea. I have a vision. So along my fence line, my sister gave me one of her elephant ear bulbs, and I planted it. And I know, you're on my side of the road, dude. Thank you. Sheesh, he's watching over there and driving straight for me. I'm just pulling out of Home Depot. Anyway, so I noticed this morning that it's starting to sprout. And I thought, well, gosh, I think I'll go get another one. And I also bought something else that I don't know what it's called, but it's tall like a elephant ear. And it has big leaves and it has a flower. And I don't know, it's a lily or something. I don't know what it is. But anyway, I have a vision of an elephant ear and that and an elephant ear and make a little thing right there, just a little garden thing. And I'm gonna put fencing around it to keep my yard guy from whacking it, because he's really good at whacking things. If he can't tell it's a plant, he whacks it. He whacks it, man. The weed eater is deadly. So I'm gonna put a fence around it so he knows it's a no-go zone. Yeah. So anyway, that goes back to a kind of a old story of I planted a yellow azalea. Never seen one before. I still haven't seen one because he whacked it. And he whacked it so low that it never came back. So I still like to give him a hard time about it. I mean, I'm not mad at him or nothing. I love him. But I still like to give him a hard time, you know, because that's what I do. You know, I had on my readers when I stepped in the car because I have to use them to, well, you know, see. But when I'm checking out, I have to put them on so that I can see the keypad, so I can put in the right code, you know, to use my debit card. Yeah. So anyway, when I got in the car, I had on my readers, and the mirror thing was down, and I looked up at myself, and I was like, well, that's nice. You have like this grody looking, fungus looking thing on the end of your nose, which isn't a fungus thing at all. It's from my allergic reaction last week with the cheese, and I kept touching my nose, and I got some, as one of my coworkers used to call them, little buddies on my nose. And anyway, those little buddies have finally gone their merry way, but they left behind some like dry skin looking stuff. So anyway, it looks disgusting, but it's just I'm sorry, there's a lady in the road, and I was trying to let her go, and she was waving for me to go. But you're standing in the middle of the road. I would rather block traffic so you can go. But she wouldn't go, so I finally just went, because I was like, this is making me very nervous, because I'm afraid you're gonna get hit by a car. Anyway, I thought, well, gosh, I hope nobody in Home Depot saw that grodiness on my nose, because they're gonna think that I got a fungus. I really need to quit touching it, but you know how we are when we have something on our nose. The friend who used to call them buddies used to, I used to get big ones on my nose. Just one giant one right there. And he would say, you gonna buy your buddy some lunch because it looks hungry. I was like, shut up. Leave my nose alone, okay? I can't help it. I don't really get breakouts anymore like that unless I touch my nose a lot. I'm going in Petco. I'm trying to waste enough time so I can just swing by and get lunch somewhere, because I haven't been there in a long time, okay? It's been like a week. Okay, yeah, it's been a week. Yeah, Okay, maybe. Okay, bye. Okay, well, I just scared the bejesus out of myself. It was kind of dumb of me, but I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I have this weird fear that someone's going to be in my back seat, right? Because you've watched all the movies, you've seen all the things where they get in the car and then somebody's in the back seat. Do you see those plants? Well, when I put them back there, they were kind of more over behind my seat, right? Well, when I got back to my car from Petco, I opened the back to put the litter back there, and one of the plants had fallen over. So I have this bungee cord, and there's these hooks on the back of those seats, and I have the bungee cord hooked to both sides, both of those little thingy things. And that way my work bucket that used to flap around all over the place back there, I can just pull the bungee cord. I just put a bungee cord on the other side of it, and it keeps it from rolling all over the place. Well, since one of my plants fell over, I decided that I would use the bungee cord. So I pushed them back, and I lifted them up over the bungee cord, and I put the bungee cord around them so they wouldn't move, right? And then I got in my front seat, and the leaves are right there, like a person would be sitting in my back seat. Like, why would a person be sitting in my back seat, just sitting there, right? Because if they were intending to do harm to me, I'm thinking they would probably be hiding, not just sitting there. They would probably pop up when I started driving. Sometimes it's exhausting being me. However, I'm going to get me some lunch before I go home, because I have wasted enough time that I can go get lunch. Did I tell you that I also bought 2 doorknobs for the bathroom? I don't think I mentioned that. So I'm going to make sure that the doors are painted, and then I'm going to try to put the doorknobs on, because I'm not planting my plants until it cools down this evening, because it's just too hot right now. My mama said life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get, except a very hot summer. Anyway. Oh gosh. You know what? You know what the funny part is? I'm like this all the time. Yeah, y'all think I probably just do this for videos. Nay. I am like this all the time. Can't help it. I was watching Jamie on Suits to Boots, and it was really cool. She had a big map, and as people posted where they live, it was like a scratch-off map, and she was scratching off the location. But then certain places, when people said where they were from, she would start singing a song associated with that, either state or country or whatever, you know. So I just thought it was funny. And she said, or she would say a movie quote, and she said, you know, the funny thing is, I have to be very careful with popping off movie quotes or singing like this, because I'll be at work and I have to really fight and stop myself to keep from doing it, you know, because she's a professional. She works in the professional world. I said, well, the only difference between me and you in that area is I'll just do it. It doesn't matter if the boss is standing there. It doesn't matter if I'm on the phone with a general contractor manager thing. What are you doing? Well, he's rolling up. Is it a he? Yeah, it's a he. I just had the most horrific thought. Y'all are not going to believe what I did. I'm embarrassed to say it, but I'm even more embarrassed that I did it. But his arm just reminded me. I'm not going to say who it was that I did it to. I mean, she doesn't watch my videos anyway, but if she did, I wouldn't want her to be embarrassed that it was her. I mean, she knows it was her because I did it to her. Anyway, this person has really long hair, okay? Really long hair. And I don't have arm hair. Like, very Mine are like fine and blonde, and you can't see my arm hair, okay? This person had like it looked like a big wad of hair, long hair, on her arm. I thought I was being helpful. I thought maybe she'd brushed her hair and a big wad of hair came out, and, you know, son, that's not a... If your motorcycle won't do any faster than 20 miles an hour, and I can't get by because everybody's whipping around me to fly around this person. Okay, I'm going for it. Bless his heart. He don't need to be on this road. Did y'all hear that motorcycle? It went... It sounded like a fan that had a little tiny piece of paper stuck in it. Anyway, yeah, so I reached over and pulled her hair because I thought it had hair stuck on her arm. And she said, oh, yeah, it gets really long and I have to trim it. Oh, God. That was the most awkward moment of my life because I didn't know what to say. So I said, oh, yeah. My mom's eyebrow hair grew like that, and I used to have to trim it. I don't think that made it better, because it didn't grow like that. But you know what I'm saying? Her eyebrow hair kept growing. So I would comb it out and scissor it, you know? But that man had long arm hair, and that's what reminded me. That's very cringeworthy, isn't it? Oh, man. I just remembered that I did it. I mean, I think I had blocked it from even though it was just the other day, I think I had blocked it from my memory to never relive it. But when I saw that man's long arm hair, it brought it all back, just crashing in like the ocean waves. Yeah, it just knocked me down. Anyway, I hope that motorcycle gets where he's going. I don't even think you can call it a motorcycle. Why are you riding down the road with your blinker on to go left? Now you're stopping at a green light. Oh, now they're going left. Okay, now they're whipping over there. I can't wait to get home. Home on the range, where the deer and the antelope play. What did I do riding down the road before I started talking to y'all? I really don't know. Yeah, I don't know, but here I am, killing it. All right, I'm gonna go get me some lunch, and I'm gonna go cringe some more about what I just remembered that I did. Y'all have a great day. Remember, I love you. Jesus loves you, even me, even when my mouth opens and it shouldn't. And I hope he's coming back soon, because I want to forget about that and never remember it again. Okay, bye. I'm gonna hang up first because I'm still cringing. Okay, bye.